June 8th, 2011 Design Review Board meeting for Radnor Township. Just a couple ground rules. I think most of you know these meetings are televised. So we'd ask you to please approach the podium, speak clearly. If you have some diagrams or notes, you can leave them on the table. We have an overhead camera to pick that up for you. And we'd also ask you if you have cell phones to please turn them off. And my name's Bob DeMicantonio. We have Tony Vincent here tonight and Cindy Ritz. And Jim Bradbury is our chairman, and he should be here any minute to take over. So we're going to get started tonight with DRB 1124, the application of Restore Chiropractic at 250 West Lancaster Avenue in Wayne for a freestanding sign and 2 window signs. And for a point of reference, this business is located in the Kingsway Apartments in Wayne, right across from the Wawa. So, hi there. Good. Your name is?
Danielle Gray.
Hi, Danielle.
Hi.
Good evening.
Great, how are you?
Okay, welcome.
Thank you.
So you're taking over the location of Brain Balance.
Actually, I'll
it's
be
called.
in the front of them.
They're
Oh, they're staying.
They're still
Oh,
there.
well, okay. I thought they were leaving and you were
No,
going.
there's
I'm
some
sorry.
space in the front that I'll
Oh,
be.
okay. Very
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Great.
Sharing a common entrance with them.
Okay, good. All right.
Do you have any materials that you want to put on the table? Because then it can be seen at home by anybody.
I don't have anything other than what I submitted. Do you want me
Do you
to?
have a copy of that?
Yeah,
Yes,
sure.
then the people viewing at home, the
Which
millions
would you
of
like to?
viewers.
Yeah, that's great. That's for the sign out on the roadway that matches the other tenants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then I'm also requesting a window sign and actually 2 window signs.
Mm-hmm.
One on the main window, which is here. And this is
Okay,
what
I
the
didn't turn it
sign
on.
looks like.
Nice.
And then on the door, or on the window beside the door, is just that same logo with my name and contact information that's there.
Okay. Danielle, why don't we go, one item at a time. So why don't we start with the ground sign along the highway there?
Okay.
You can just show us exactly what you're going to do. And
I'm sorry, you want me to tell you?
if you just want to walk us through your ground sign a little bit.
The ground sign is just to match the existing tenants that are there, and this is what that ground sign would look like.
As far as color, are you trying to match it exactly, or is it going to be just a little different?
No, the color matches exactly. I'm sorry, my printer at work did not
Okay.
print it very well, but I believe that the colors are the new almond color illuminite will be the background, and then the logo will just be the Restore Chiropractic with the green. You can see the lines on the top there. So this yellow part is supposed to be the almond that'll match that.
Okay, great. Okay, any issues with the ground sign, Tony?
I have no problem.
Okay, Cindy?
I think that's great.
Okay. The only thing we would just reinforce is the fact that the fasteners should be hidden,
Okay.
so you can't see like screws drilled right through or anything like that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll make sure that the sign company
Yes.
is aware of that. Okay.
Okay, and you're going to naturally get one out in the second panel down or the third? You're going to take the second, I guess.
The third.
Are you going to take the third? Okay.
Yes.
All right, good.
Okay.
Okay. Hi, Jim.
Okay, and then the next one is the window sign. This is the main window. You can see sort of the end of the Brain Balance up on the top there. This is the window that faces Lancaster Avenue. And this is the logo. And the dimensions are within the 20% requirement.
She's prepared.
Somebody actually read.
I think it's
I
very.
did.
I think it looks very handsome.
Thank
Very
you.
Nice, yeah.
Thank
You know,
you.
you're actually allowed to tell a little bit about your business. We always encourage people. It's your opportunity, as I said,
Oh.
for the 3 people at home who are watching. Yeah, this is
Wow,
your little
free
advertisement.
advertising, right?
Yeah.
I'm an upper cervical specific chiropractor, and I specialize in working with children with autism, ADD, ADHD, but also do a lot of work with people that have migraines, high blood pressure, fibromyalgia. Usually I sort of take the worst of the worst cases when people have tried just about everything else. That's usually when I see them and usually help them out pretty
Oh,
well.
so that's a nice
Yeah.
relationship with Brain Balance.
It worked out perfectly, actually, and that's actually how I found the space, was that I knew Brain Balance from my work out in San Francisco, and so I called looking to partner up into referral, and then I noticed that the space was available. So, yeah, hopefully it'll be a good match.
Great.
What about arthritic knees?
Arthritic knees?
Don't
Usually-
take
I
them.
got two
Don't.
of them.
We can talk. I can offer you a free consultation. We can talk and see if I can help.
Great.
Okay.
Good luck.
Thank
Do you
you.
want to finish this up?
So-
Okay, I'll finish up. Okay.
Okay.
Cindy, you all right
I like it.
with doing?
It
Okay,
applies
so
and it looks
meet-
good.
Meet your 20%,
Okay,
so you're in good shape there.
okay.
And I believe you have one other decal there?
Yeah, there's one more, and this is on the side door, and then the window panel on the side. I'm requesting to put a smaller, that's well within the 20% requirement. Just, oops, the logo and then my phone number and website, just so people know where to come in.
Okay.
Yeah. And you might not be able to see that word right there. That's just Restore Chiropractic. It's just in the green.
All right. Looks good.
Okay.
Any other questions for Dr. Gray, or everybody's happy? Cindy?
I like it.
Good? Okay. Can I hear a motion for approval?
I make a motion. Restore chiropractic.
Your mic's off. Want to do it again?
DRB 11-24, Restore Chiropractic. Recommend that this be approved as submitted.
Okay. All in favor?
Second.
Aye.
Aye.
A second
Aye.
and
All right.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
Dr.
Look forward to
Thanks.
joining the
Thanks for
committee.
coming.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right. And I'll turn things over to Jim Bradbury.
Okay. All right, the second item on our agenda is DRB-11-35, Jake's Wayback Burgers at 367 West Lancaster Avenue. The application is for one wall sign. Good evening.
How you doing? I'm John from Sarah Sign Company. I've been contracted to do the sign for Jake's. I've done about 20 of them so far. Which way you want it?
That's good.
It's in the Stratford shop.
So the signs is typical channel letters mounted on a raceway, coming to 38 square feet. I believe you're allowed up to 60 square feet, so we're well under that.
All right. So it's on a gray raceway, is that what it is?
Yes.
Do we have a detail? We don't have a detail on it.
But it's the existing, right?
The existing race, well, the existing.
Oh, it's going on a gray raceway. I'm sorry.
That's standard with Jake's. That's- all the signs are done that way. It's 4 inches deep.
The raceway's
that-
4 inches deep?
Yes.
By how high?
8 inches tall.
8 by 4, and that's just basically a rectangular box
Yes.
within which are all the electronics.
Yes.
Your intention is to paint that same color as the fascia?
It's real close. Jake's has their own color. It's kind of a silver color, leaning towards more of a grayish color.
Okay. And then I'm sorry, the letters themselves are rear illuminated channel letters?
Internally illuminated. The wayback's 5 inches thick with red faces.
So it's a
And then-
plexi face?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Jake's and Burgers are also channel letters. The burgundy rectangle behind there is an 1/8 inch thick piece of aluminum painted burgundy.
Mhm. So Jake's and Burgers, you're saying, are also
5 inches
plexi
deep.
aluminum? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So that W is kind of big, and that
Yeah.
K.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. What we normally try to do is keep certain heights within certain areas. Downtown Wayne, we try to keep 14 inches high. In that shopping center, I know, I don't know if you guys did, but I looked back at some recent things we've approved, and we approved a 16-inch high letters for a cleaner recently.
16? Okay.
We approved 18-inch capital letters for Contemporary Dance, but the rest of the small caps were well under 12, 14 inches. So I think what we would request is that your 24-inch for your W and your K really are too big. So we'd probably want to shrink those down to, well, I'd like to hear what other people have to say, but at least, you know, if you use a squint test, more on the order of 18, 17, something like that.
Right, for the W and the K.
And which will bring everything else down proportionally. But
Right.
I guess
Right.
Jake's and Burgers could stay the same height.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know they have a logo or what, they have a graphic standard that they like to see
Right.
kept, but we do too.
Yeah.
We approved 18 before.
What?
We approved a capital C and a capital D for contemporary
contemporary.
dance
Well, for the
at
capitals.
18, and then everything else was about 12.
Well, if they have W and K as their capitals and they're 18,
Yeah.
That would probably work,
yeah.
probably work.
Well, then we just made everything 18 across the board. If we left the A, Y.
Oh,
E,
I'm sorry,
C.
what if you did?
Yeah.
No.
No, because the average would be larger than what we've allowed within the shopping center.
Okay.
And, you know, well, you're in the sign business, I don't have to tell you. I mean, obviously, people like big signs. We like signs that are
Yeah.
dressy and conform with township regulations. So,
Peacefully done.
and it's not that far from Lancaster Avenue. And 2 inches generally doesn't mean the difference between somebody seeing your sign and turning in for a burger versus not, so.
Right.
So what do you think the A and the Y would come down to? If the W and the K are 18, about 14 roughly?
Yeah, around 14.
Would that work for you? Okay.
Yeah.
I think you're going to be.
Yeah, you'll still
You're
have,
going to be
you'll have
good.
great visibility, no doubt about it.
You'll like it.
Not only visibility, I saw your website and it looks like you have good burgers, so.
Best burger under the bun.
You should give a little, you know, give a little shout out to.
Yeah, give a
you know,
shout out.
Tell us
It's a
about.
national chain?
This
Yeah.
is
You're a
Irwin.
franchise?
This is Irwin. He just bought
Hi.
the franchise.
My name is Erwin
Come to the
Jansen.
Speaking
microphone.
of, yeah.
My name is Erwin Jansen, and this is a national franchise. And the focus is burgers and shakes back to the 50s style. Burgers never frozen, fresh. And the menu is quite varied. Chicken, fish, salads available, milkshakes, sodas, and just have ambiance of the 50s and 60s, and that's what the whole design is about.
I wish
Right.
we were in the 50s, Ray.
When do you hope to open?
Well, I'm waiting now on the building approval, the building permit, which I'm supposed to get by the 23rd, I was told yesterday, based on when I submitted it. So if that comes true, it'll take about 6 weeks to build out the space. So I'm looking at about somewhere between August 1st and August 15th.
Great.
We're there for
How many
burgers.
seats will you have?
I think they approved 46.
And you'll be open 7 days? When-
7 days, 10 Monday through Saturday, 10:30 to 9, and on Sundays, 11 to 8.
Terrific.
Great.
All right.
Now, there's something you usually ask, I don't know what the condition of
Oh, right.
the backing that you're going to hang that sign on is, but if it's beat up by previous signs, of which there probably been a number of different businesses there, we ask that you repair that so that we don't see holes and, you know, areas
Who
that
was the
need to be
previous
painted.
tenant?
I don't,
It was a bank, which was Wachovia, had that piece too.
Oh, on the
And
end.
then when they closed down, they
Gotcha.
took the new bank took a smaller
Right.
space, and
Okay.
I took the extra space.
I
that they-
took a look at that backdrop. It looks good.
It looks good? Did you look at
guys,
that? Yeah.
you know, being sign manufacturers, better take a look at it also, but I think it's fine.
now I'm
Okay.
going to guess that anybody looking and says, well, what about that huge A to the left of Jake's, that's a banner that was there temporarily for
Yeah,
Contempra?
Yeah, because that's
Okay.
the
Yeah.
cleaners now, I
Mhm,
believe.
right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so we'll agree on 18 inches for the larger letters and the others proportional, right? Okay.
Will you have anything in the windows?
Jake's franchise requires store hours, which is about 12 inches by 16 inches big.
That sounds fair, yeah.
And then there's 2 diamond-shaped decals that they just started issuing. They're about 14 inches tall by 20 inches wide, so it'll be one in each of the big windows. So it's
as long
not,
as you're
That's
under the
that's under the
20%.
Well,
20%.
actually,
Yeah.
that's planned business, so that's 15.
Pardon?
15%, because that's planned business. You're only
Oh,
allowed-
really?
Yeah, you're only allowed
Okay.
15% in planned business, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
Now, where do
Okay.
we go from here? Do I have to get another drawing to you showing the 18?
No,
No.
we, as long as you conform to the 18-inch caps, proportional on the other letters. And when we say proportional, everything can't be 18.
Okay.
So 16, whatever, I think we're fine with that,
Yeah,
correct?
sure.
Guys?
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
You know, just a couple other things. There's I think at least one, if not two, monument signs on that location. Does Jake's plan on taking one of those spaces? Do you know?
That sign you're talking about on the road?
Yes.
Unfortunately, no.
Okay.
The landlord said that sign was put up by the previous tenants, and of course, they wouldn't allow any
Okay.
new businesses to participate. But he's applying to the township to get a new sign, and if he gets that, then everybody
Then you'll
will
be
be.
included. Okay.
Okay.
All right,
So we
good.
might see you again. Okay.
You
And
might. Hopefully.
you're not allowed to have sandwich boards out front
Right.
advertising your products. So no sandwich boards.
Unless they're edible.
We haven't found those yet.
Okay.
No.
You okay with everything? Yeah. All right, good.
Do
All right,
we-
good
Do
luck.
we need a motion?
Yeah, we do need a motion. All right, do I have one?
Good.
You want to do
It's
it?
very good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I make a motion that we approve DRB 11-25, the application of Jake's Wayback Burgers, with the following conditions: that the letters W and K be no higher than 18 inches, and AYBAC proportionally dropped, which is probably going to be in the 14 to 15-inch range. The Jakes and burgers on the ends can stay the size they are. For window signage, no more than 15% window signage, and no sandwich boards. And the sign manufacturer will take a look at the backdrop just to make sure it's in good repair before the sign goes up.
Okay, is there a second?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thanks. Just because I have a lot of these going on, do we get a letter from you guys officially or anything?
Matt,
Matt?
sorry.
Matt's the
Does
official.
he get a letter from you officially approving? or-
Yes, a letter will be sent tomorrow indicating what was approved, and then, as I was telling the restaurant owner, when you submit the building permit, just indicate or submit the revised plans on there showing
Okay.
showing the new measurement on there. Then we'll go ahead and issue it.
All right, no problem.
Great.
Thanks very much.
Thank
Thanks a
you.
lot. Take care.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, so that brings us to DRB-11-26. Brad Palmer, 134 North Wayne Avenue for facade renovation. Good evening, Mr. Connor.
Good evening. I'm Bill Connor, here representing 134 Partners. We purchased the building at 134 North Wayne Avenue, which you may recognize as the Suburban Wayne Times building. The building, when we purchased it, was in somewhat of a state of disrepair with a great deal of deferred maintenance. And our plan is to completely renovate the building and lease it out. We have a tenant signed on the first floor with a photography studio. And we're here tonight to talk about the, for ADA requirements, we need to make the building accessible, and we want to do that through adding a new entrance on the side of the building. And we're also here to talk about colors of the building and replacement windows. So with me this evening is Greg Brzezinski of Brzezinski Architects, who will walk you through our contemplated improvements.
Great, terrific. Can I just ask a question, and it's not apropos necessarily of the application? How many square feet is that building?
It's about 15,000 square feet gross. It's quite a bit bigger than you would think.
Yeah,
It's,
right.
it's a fairly large building. It's actually three separate buildings. The first building built in the late 1800s. The middle section built in the early 19th century, and then the back portion was actually an addition built in 1977.
Was it actually the jail? The first part? When you go on this tour of Wayne when you're in third grade, or your mother goes with you, there's a lot of talk about whether or not there was a jail there.
Well, our research didn't indicate a jail.
Oh, this is crushing.
It was a grocery store, I think, early on. It was a general store.
That sounds good. I'll just put that in for the
But
next.
a jail sounds interesting.
More interesting, I know.
Okay.
Greg?
Does that alleyway access way exist now?
Yes.
To the left, to the south.
No.
Yeah.
There's a lot of parking back there for the restaurants in front, I think, because we just approved some addition back there for their restaurants or their freezers or their refrigeration, but not for your building won't have that. Do you have any parking back there?
We have parking in the front of the building.
Yeah.
There's 4 spaces.
Mhm.
And then our property line extends to the middle of the alley.
Ah.
And we have an easement giving us use of the alley.
Okay.
But the parking in back of there is owned by the adjacent stores.
Mhm. Okay.
Good.
Hello,
Okay.
I'm Greg Brzezinski,
Hi.
as Bill had mentioned. I don't know if you can zoom in on that plan a little bit. I could just show you some of the areas that we're looking at today. This gives you an idea. This is the North Wayne elevation. You can see how narrow it is, and that's what most people see. The building, in fact, goes back the 3 buildings, Building A, B, and C, quite extensively to the back. As Bill had said, we're adding an ADA entrance on the side off of that alley, located at about this point on the building. That'll provide access to 5 levels, including the lower level, the entrance level, which is at grade. 3 feet up is the first floor, second floor, and third floor. It's impossible to get ADA access from the front of the building. So that's the plan. This shows you some of the existing conditions of the building. This is the way the building sits now. It's stucco color, and the wood trim is all a uniform kind of bluish color. This shows the alley to the left. And about right here is where our proposed ADA entrance will be. This is looking down the alley. You can see the condition of the current building. I think partners are doing a good thing to restore the side of the building, and I think it'll be a great gift to Wayne. So you can see the clear separation of the buildings. In the front, the oldest part of the building, the midsection, and then the rear portion, which is the 70s edition. Our ADA entrance will be located in the first bay of the median of the middle building in this window bay. For the most part, and we can show on the elevations, all of the window fenestration will remain the way it is, with the exception of where we're putting in a new entrance door. We'll be removing the first 2 windows on this level to get down to grade. You can't tell from the snow here, but grade is about 3 feet down, or 30 inches down from this stone coursing line right here. This shows north elevation, and it's this portion beyond the Great American Pub, which is located on the street there. We're located about 50 feet back from there. Most people don't see this elevation or notice it for the most part. And so our proposed work involves restoring the second floor windows, keeping the existing windows and just restoring them, repainting the stucco, changing the color slightly. Right now it's more of a yellowy color. We're thinking the color should be slightly more buff, but it's not.
Take off the storm windows so you can see those divided lights.
Yeah, the divided lights are there, and they will remain. On the lower level, there is an aluminum storefront entrance that is being removed from this area. But all of the other woodwork will remain intact, cleaned up and painted. There's also lower level windows that were covered over that we're going to also open up, and they would be on both sides of the main entrance of the building, which will give us some lighting to the lower level, as well as on the side of the building down the alleyway. There are lower series of windows down there, which will allow us some light into the lower level retail. At the mid-level, you can see our new entrance there, and I'll show you the elevation to make it a little more clear there. The color, like as I said before, we're investigating colors now. We're looking at some historic colors from Farrell and Ball and Benjamin Moore, and so we haven't picked a particular color yet, but in a general range, it will be in a bluish gray color, a little deeper than what's there on the wall, on the color. Now, I think the colors are a little too vibrant. I would like it to recede a little bit, I think more appropriate for a North Wayne address. And then down this elevation, since it will be a tenant access to the elevator, we're going to provide some new lighting along the promenade there. I'll show you that in the elevation. The front elevation, for the most part, stays intact. Probably shouldn't move that. And we are adding an elevator, and the rendering is true. You don't see the elevator from most vantage points directly in the front of North Wayne. There are vantage points where you will see it, the head house. And that's located here. It's set back about 5 feet, 6 feet from the front. The elevation for the actual elevator door into the lobby there will be a new storefront and a more simple, clean, almost more just more we're calling it more of an industrial look, given that the side of the building probably had original industrial Hope-style windows. We're just thinking something cleaner on the side and let the front of the building be the
Well, you
traditional
keep
way of
those
the site.
nice divided lights down the side, too.
Yes, we're
Nice.
keeping the divided lights. They're existing on the first floor. And all the other, we're basically doing new replacement windows for all of the windows where they're divided light, with the exception of the front of the building where we're keeping the original windows. The rendering I think you have in your package is, shows the color being a little brighter in the rendering that we're showing today after investigation, showing the colors more deep.
Little
in the
truer.
direction, the direction that we're going in more, in the stucco, a little more neutral in color.
Now you have to do something. You built this beautiful promenade that takes you back to that very elegant interior courtyard in the back, which
Is
Guess
a
you've all been
parking
back there.
which is a real dream. So I'd like you to think about that too, and how we can turn that into a Versailles back there.
Well, it's surprising that we have a tenant already signed for the first floor photography studio.
For the
And-
entire first
No.
floor?
No, half the first floor.
The first
When
floor
you say
front?
the first floor, if you walk in from the North Wayne elevation,
Half
will that
of the
be up
first
the
floor.
steps up in there, or not the lower level, but that's the first floor?
First floor as opposed to the lower level.
Okay. And that's,
Front,
is that
first floor
grade
front.
at the back?
First floor south. The south, they're taking.
Oh, the one side.
One
Oh, okay,
side,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
And they're gonna have the
Frontage is
win-
very important.
I
They'll
see,
have the
okay.
frontage, won't they? for
They'll
their-
have half
yeah.
of the frontage.
Okay, that's good.
Okay.
But those, like you're saying, like the view, they're actually, they want the light coming in. And they actually like the fact that there's an unobstructed, there's no building right up against the back portion of the building. And so they'll get
Gotcha.
an unobstructed light into their studio space. And it's actually where they have the studio space. And
Okay.
they don't want window cover.
I think it's a great spot.
You say you're painting the stucco, and one of these photographs of the side shows an incredible amount of sort of discoloration on the side.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is that just surface scum,
that
carbon
just-
dioxide, or is that
I think,
sort of impregnated into the stucco? Point being, if you paint it, is it going to return?
well, on the middle section of the building, which is the darkest portion here, which is most discolored, it's actually being restuccoed. So that's,
Oh, it
Oh, okay.
Okay.
that portion of the building is being restuccoed.
All right.
So will you still paint, or will you put the color in the stucco? I'm just curious. I don't think it
I
makes a
think it's
difference
being
to us.
painted.
I didn't know if you could,
We're going to repair and replace the stucco in the middle section, and then repaint the entire facade.
And where we have fissure cracks larger than, a certain size, they won't all be filled and prepped properly. So
Okay.
I think it's going to be an improvement.
Yeah, it looks very nice. Looks good. Now, in your rendering, you show a couple of things that are not necessarily on the elevation, a potential, I don't know what you call it, marquee on the side for a tenant, the Suburban, whatever. I mean, obviously, once you get tenants, they're going to have to come in for their own signage.
Correct.
You kind of indicate there may be some lighting on the left
Yeah.
south facade. Is that happening or not?
Yes, it is.
Is it these, is it this?
I see the lighting at the entry, which are those dome fixtures.
They actually run down the whole promenade.
Oh, the same dome fixture, okay, I'm sorry. In the rendering, it sort of looks like a can up-down light. And that is, what, sort of a,
Is there detail on that? or-
That's the, we're looking.
Oh, is it right, it's this?
Yes.
Okay, good.
So
gotcha.
it's a cage-protected
Okay.
fixture, we still want to be
All right,
aware of.
fine.
You know,
That'll look
that
nice.
There
Mhm.
would be traffic down there and something.
And what's the lamp
industrial.
source on that?
It's a compact fluorescent,
Okay. And it is black
correct,
with a white polycarbonate
correct.
lens?
Where would tenants put their signage?
Well, since it's a more of a tenant space inside, the signage for tenants on 2 and 3 would be in the lobby.
Okay.
And we were looking at tenants that are probably more business-related who don't need signage.
So the main entrance is going to be on the alley, is that right? If I were to come to that building, I won't walk in the front steps? That would
You
take me into one of
get
those?
to tenant number,
Yeah,
the
that
two
would take me
first
to the
floor
north or
units,
south
yes.
window. Okay, got it.
But tenants and, the second floor and the third floor tenant are only accessible from the ADA
Okay.
elevator.
How are you all handling trash for the tenants? Are they, everybody does their own? Ms. Holloway? Where's the dumpster?
In the courtyard.
Is there one there now?
There,
Go ahead, go ahead.
if you could,
You want to say, go ahead.
right here.
We're just going to ask you to come up to the podium, because there's no handheld mic, so. You need to,
We'd have a common dumpster at the back of the alley.
Okay.
So,
We ask that dumpsters be screened. We like them to be heard and not seen.
Are we doing that in that alley?
None of the others back
No.
there are screened.
I don't
We're
think
gonna-
they are.
no,
We'll
we're
get to that.
probably
Oh.
should be.
going to ask them to screen theirs?
Yeah.
No one can see theirs. Only behind the pizza place? But yours will be able to be seen, because yours is going to be down at the end of the alley. I wouldn't think you'd actually want it to be, isn't it?
Where would it be on the site plan? Can you
Looks like
point
it'd
it
be
out?
tough to fit in.
You can see that the stair tower is located at the very back of the building
Right.
here. And, that actually creates the edge of our site in this location, so.
So
not
to the
blocking
east of
door.
the stair tower?
Correct.
Then I think we would want to see at least a wing wall of some sort. Can you do that? Coming out from the building? So as I look up the alley, I just don't see the dumpster?
Yes,
I mean, a wood fence or something?
we'll do that.
I mean, knowing that your truck's got to get in there.
I
and
mean,
you'll-
going so far, I mean, this is really fabulous for Wayne. And
Yeah.
we want to continue it in that back courtyard somehow.
Okay, we'll screen it.
It's scary back there, let me tell you, it's scary.
I don't know what you're doing back there.
What?
What are you doing back there?
What do you, I don't want
I
to.
mean, why are you back there? So right where there's an L that's formed by the stair tower, you could put it there, but that's going to be in front of your
Well,
loading.
we have to pull it out enough that we have to provide the proper access.
Was that a loading dock?
Well, no, it's a loading dock. It looks like a
Now,
loading
but
dock
they're gonna
now.
make it into
But you're going
windows.
to make it into windows. Is it going to
Correct.
obscure, is it going to cover your windows?
Well, the windows, we have, the tenant does want the windows to go to the floor there. And so we are up almost, about 33 inches at that point. So there will be the top of the dumpster seen from the windows.
Yeah.
But just in one of the bays.
Okay.
Right, okay.
But I think we don't want to see the dumpster down the alley from the street.
No, because it looks so great to look down there, see everything you've done, and the suburban sign and the awning. I think the renderings are wonderful.
It's terrific.
Well, wait, is Suburban going back in there?
No, but the sign,
The
is it,
building is being dubbed the Suburban.
Oh, I see.
We call it the Suburban Building.
don't you think that's perfect?
Okay. No, I like that too, but
Oh,
it's not on your drawings. Is that the proposed sign?
We'll be back to you
Okay,
with
you'll be back.
signs.
Oh, good. All right.
Sorry I mentioned it.
No, I like it too.
Yeah, I think it looks great.
Yeah, that's neat. Other comments?
Just a couple of things. The drive, what kind of condition is it in? Does it need to be repaved?
We're going to, the exact details are still in flux at the moment, but we're going to be redoing the driveway.
Okay.
We have a new.
Is that shared or you all?
Who does the driveway
Yeah,
want?
they
Is
have
it
till
a
the middle of it.
right-of-way or-
It's a shared driveway. We own half of it. We have the right to use all of it. And our current plans are to put in a new sidewalk with some stamped concrete, and we'll be putting in a new gas service for the building, which is going to run up the driveway. So by the time they get all done, we'll be repaving the whole driveway.
Okay.
But really, what you're here for today isn't signs.
No.
It's about
Facade.
stucco and
Yes.
paint.
Yes.
But just sticking with the sidewalks just for a second.
And
You're going to
windows.
try to duplicate what's going on in the rest of Wayne with the brick pavers and everything?
Yes, in the front of the building, we also have the seller escrowed some money to redo the sidewalk in the
Okay.
front of the building, consistent with what you're doing in other areas of
Right.
Wayne. We're just holding off doing that work because we have some utility work where we're going to be digging up the sidewalk.
Okay.
And we want to wait and put that in after we're all done.
Right.
Great.
Okay, your 4 spaces in front of the building,
Yes.
I mean, they're going to be dedicated to your tenants or
Yes.
customers or whatever. How are you going to identify those as being for tenants in a Suburban?
We'll have some signage up there.
Okay, because the ones that Suburban used weren't that good. I'm sure you guys
No.
will come up with something a
They're,
little
they're,
better.
they're
Which is
gone.
what,
They're gone.
Tow by
Yeah,
so-and-so?
just in normal, rickety things and rusty old things, so.
No, we want something
Okay.
nice, consistent
Yeah.
with the level of
Yeah,
finish.
I would almost say that they should probably come back with maybe the first sign application. Would you,
Those signs?
when you want to see them?
Can you do that, Bill, when you come back for your
Certainly.
other sign?
Okay.
Certainly.
Okay.
One thing, we are inserting the ADA entrance. I want to make sure that that is up for approval
Right.
on the side. It's not just the color of the
I'll
building.
test it.
No.
This is not the purview of our board, but you're okay, your wheelchair access is actually the drive, it's not the sidewalk, correct?
I think it will be the sidewalk one.
There's no curb cut onto
There
the
is no
sidewalk.
curb cut.
So if I'm in a wheelchair, I'm going up the drive?
Yes.
You
Okay.
better be sure one of those delivery trucks
that's
isn't
what-
there. I don't know if you've ever been there when
Well,
they
I
pack
don't
in
know,
and
I'm
out,
sure there's
but
not much traffic, and
there's just delivery.
there's no room for us, ADA sidewalk, so I just, once you get to the building department, obviously that has to be looked at. Okay.
So we're really not approving that. We're just bringing that to our attention because we're not in charge of ADA. I mean, you have
No.
you have the width, you have the access you need, but it's not us, but
Right.
looks good.
I would think you're putting all new heating system and air conditioning systems in there?
Yes,
Okay.
all new.
Okay. Hopefully they're going to be shielded some way.
All
That's
of the
what-
air handlers are located on the second floor rear roof, and it's all set back from the perimeter by 10 feet.
Good.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, so,
Great.
and then there are 2 units on the front building, one is behind the front parapet. And, yeah, so, I mean, they're not seen from
Okay.
North Wayne Avenue.
Okay.
But the majority of the units are on the rear.
Good.
It occurred to me, you have that nice penny element in the front. Did you ever consider turning it around down the alley, or down the promenade? It's a nice unifying element that might tie all the buildings together, all the similarities
Taking,
together. Just a thought, I don't know.
Would
I
that
think a
be,
budget constraint would probably be originally we talked about how to identify, the entrance to the building, and we did actually talk about, starting some kind of canopy at the front, and there are limitations, how far the budget can, stretch, and we thought if we identified it with lighting and this, paving, and then also having the canopy and the signage at the entrance, that would get the attention that people need. I mean, it's a great idea to be able to take us back down there.
Probably a little tight through there also, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, if you needed to get a
Well,
tractor
trucks.
trailer or UPS
Yeah.
delivery
It
or
would have to
whatever.
be up a considerable
Yeah,
distance.
sure.
okay.
Call me when the first truck takes it down.
Other comments?
I guess everything's probably going to be okay except for signage. It's going to need to come back, I guess. Right, but that's the way it's looking, right?
Okay. And screen for the dumpster.
Right.
All right, looks good.
Looks good.
You know what, one last question. To the, looking at the building to the far right, looks like a little picket fence there. What's going on there?
There is that is the access, it's the second means of egress. There's a staircase that feeds our second and third floor, and it's an existing gate that's remaining. You can have panic hardware on the back.
So it's
It
a
does have
usable,
that.
walkable gate, or is it for utilities or
It's for
Fire exit.
fire exit only.
fire
Well,
exit
if it's an
only?
egress, you can't lock it.
Okay.
There's a
Right,
panic,
that's
we have
it.
a panic bar on the interior.
Okay.
side.
Oh,
Okay. All right. So do we have a motion?
A moi? in the matter of DRB 1126, the suburban building in Wayne, I move that we accept the proposal as presented regarding the two colors, the two shades. You know, you're going to select something within the blue realm and the buff color that you presented. That's all we're here to approve tonight, correct?
That would screen the dumpster.
Okay, but they're going to come back and show us what they're doing for the screen, okay, and screen the dumpster,
And come back to us for sign.
and come back to us for signage.
And I think we need approval on the side entrance, adding the side entrance.
I don't understand why we have approved,
Yeah. Well, we approve the materials for the side entrance.
Right.
We're not the building department, so we're not.
yeah, so I think the building department has to do that, so,
Right.
and
And
I approve-
lighting
I
and stuff.
approve
It
the
was
side
brought up
entrance.
as an aesthetic by the building.
Right.
Like, they wanted to make sure that we had your blessing
Yep.
on the
Okay,
aesthetic
That's
so
side entrance.
to trim up, you know, be a little more concise in that motion, in this matter, I move that we approve as presented the color scheme and the entrance, the side entrance on the alley, and that you'd be required to come back and present signs and dumpster screening. Is that enough?
Actually, on their
Well, I was-
application, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Okay, on their application, it says no entry vestibule and canopy. Do we actually see the canopy?
Yes, in the rendering.
Okay, we really haven't talked about the material or what exactly you're going to do there?
Steel, it's painted steel, correct?
Painted steel with glass that extends about 2 foot 3 from the
Right,
face
it's
of
in
our
the
building.
elevation.
Okay, so you're getting your canopy anyway.
Well, it's a different.
It'll
It's
be a
a
little
different
more-
type. but
Right.
You get
So we
stuff
don't,
in the
we don't
alley.
have a detail on the
Right.
material in the application.
We have
Oh, we have a
this
photo?
is, that, kind of perimeter on the canopy would be a channel, a steel channel. It would be cable supported from the building. We wouldn't have, ours is much smaller than this. It would just be one
Solid.
piece of glass.
Oh, it is glass?
It is glass.
Oh, good.
How,
Nice.
how deep is that?
2 foot
2.5.
3 inches.
Okay.
That looks good.
That looks good, and I like, it kind of mimics what you have on the front with the chains holding the
Yes.
pendive up. Okay, should I redo the motion? I'm not really a good person to do this motion, it's getting very long. Should we try it again?
Try it again.
Matt, in the matter of DRB 1126, I move that we accept the proposal as presented in regard to color scheme, awning, and ADA and entrance on the alley.
Facade.
And that you come back for the signage and
They will
the
screen the
screening
dumpster.
of the dumpster.
They don't have to come back for the dumpster. Oh,
Okay.
you want to see it?
No, you told me to put it in there. I really should have had you do the
That they
motion.
need to do it, not that they have to bring it back.
Signage will include the parking signs as well.
Signage will include the parking
for the
signs as
four
well.
spots out front.
I think you should have done the
We have a
motion.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Wow.
Thanks. Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thank you.
All right,
I'll
thank
be
you.
better. The next time you come, it'll be a little more concise.
Okay, that brings us to the fourth item on our agenda, which is OD-11-01, Zalantro Restaurant, 103 North Wayne Avenue. This is an application, I'm sorry? I have one. Is this superseded?
I don't
Okay.
have mine, so I'll take it.
And this is an application for outdoor dining. You all have been before us before for signage and facade improvements. Welcome.
Thank you. How are you? My name is Luis Marin. I'm one of the owners of Cilantro. And like you said, we're here before. So, we want to present the furniture that we want to put outside. Do you have all these copies with you?
Yes. Well,
We do.
yeah.
I think you actually have two different sets of furniture. The reason being is we weren't sure of what you were looking for, so two were submitted. And the one that they're looking for approval for is the Dado furniture.
I'm sorry, say it again, Joe. The what?
The data, wait a minute.
Which is which?
This one here.
That is the actual table seating?
No, that is the actual chair seating.
No backs, is that right?
It does actually, in the cut sheet, there are backs to it. The height is 31 inches. It's kind of a rattan furniture.
Right.
So we weren't quite sure if that was acceptable, so therefore we added a second one as an alternate. But that is the chair seating that we'd like to do.
So it's individual versions of this round tables?
Yes,
not
Was this your
continuous
backup?
banquettes.
that's the
That's
backup.
the backup.
Correct.
So one of these at each end of a table as per the plan.
You have the layout of the seating thing.
Okay.
You may have
So it's not a
four-
continuous banquette or whatever.
Correct.
Okay.
They're kind of interchangeable
Yep.
and movable, but it's just a different look that kind of goes, if you've been by, the restaurant's actually open now.
Is that a vinyl rattan?
It's a rattan, it's got a resin on it, it has a wood and a vinyl component to it, so I don't really
So it
know
does
how
last
to.
the weather?
Yes.
Is it stained or is it natural?
I believe with the resin in it, it's more of a coating on it. So hopefully you can then pressure wash it, maybe at
Okay.
the end of the season, clean it up a little bit better. On each section, you also see there's a padding there. Those will typically be a green color matching the color scheme of the restaurant, but the rattan itself will actually be the white with the white backing for the seating. And then the table is in there. It's the table that kind of has the slots in it. That would actually be a metal table.
The top will be metal?
Yes.
You don't think it'll get hot?
Hopefully, the awnings that'll be over it, that'll help
Okay.
keep it cool. There's two examples of a Tucci awning. It's where it has the
I'm sorry, you're
arms.
saying this is the table?
That is the table, at table height, yes.
So this same table at 30 inches or thereabouts?
The
This is like a
typical
coffee
height.
table?
The appearance of that, yes, but it would be a normal table height.
And you're saying the metal is the top is metal,
The top is metal.
slotted?
Even, yeah, with metal. legs.
Aluminum?
Aluminum, but it's heavy. It's very heavy and
But is it painted or is it natural aluminum?
natural.
It's like brushed?
Yes.
And so it has just vertical legs, unlike this other table, which has this kind of,
It's a more
Concave.
traditional, yeah.
well, not traditional, but I think they all look good, to be honest with you.
Now, let me ask you a question. I mean, by right, they can have this outdoor dining, so that's,
No, not by right. They still need approval from the zoning hearing board for this. So this
Okay.
is just one part of the process here.
all right.
Same with White Dog coming next.
Okay. What
So
we're
we're
doing
just-
now is approving the appearance of the furniture.
Right, isn't that, we're just approving the furniture.
Okay.
Yep.
You're approving the design, the type of furniture, and also the number. You know, so if the application says 34 chairs, 9 tables, and 2 umbrellas. And if that ever changes, then it's coming back to you.
Okay.
We can approve the number. It's not based on some other,
No, it's just one part, again, of the application, but no, that would be handled by my department, but it's indicated in here, though.
okay, so we might say, okay, but your department might say, cut it down, or, to
Right.
30 or something, okay.
If they approve, does this furniture have to go in at night, or is this?
No, only during the off-season, when the season ends, October 1.
All right.
So let me ask just one thing. I'm sorry, I'm kind of jumping around. Those chairs, which I think are actually pretty neat, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I
That's
do
my
too.
opinion. I think they look great. How big are they square? I mean, they look really large. 32, 36 inches square? You
No.
have those currently?
These ones?
Yeah.
Yes, I do. It's just a roller seat. It's about maybe.
Oh, it's not that, okay.
It's not as large.
They just look very large.
They're square ones, and you can put it together.
Okay.
Individuals.
24 square,
And obviously that works with your tables.
yes.
Yes.
Okay.
So I
The
think
chairs are
you-
only 22 by 18, I saw those.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, the chairs are,
Where'd you see that?
right here. These chairs?
No, they're not using
Oh,
those.
no,
Oh, you're looking at the.
it's on the,
That's the whole point.
Yeah,
They're
those
using
are the
different chairs.
alternatives.
Oh, there's a
Here,
cut sheet that
here's a
has.
sheet.
Okay. Okay. All right. I like them.
I like them
think
a
they look
lot.
terrific.
Explain to me once more, maybe I didn't pay attention for a moment there. What am I seeing? Is this a cushion?
correct.
Okay, it's not something that flips up. But all of the seating that you've proposed has backs on it, right? It looks like
Yes.
there are backs on all the chairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they'll all have cushions.
They do
Cushions
all
are-
have cushions?
Yes.
I think
I
it
do
looks
too.
good.
I think it's a little, California looking. It's
Yeah.
And you will keep them set up the way they are. We won't find like, oh, I needed to get an extra space, so we move these tables around, because you're kind of limited with egress, with the,
That's correct.
yeah, so everything stays the way it is. We don't, I can't make this, well, I guess I could make this into a table for 3, but, okay.
Or
Yeah.
four might become 6, but generally what's on the left-hand side and on the right-hand side of the aisle width will stay the same.
Got it. Right, it's a little tight on the left-hand side.
I
think it looks very
neat.
cool.
I think it's really neat. I
Now-
haven't seen the real thing, but I think it looks neat.
And you're doing 2 umbrellas?
Yes.
Yes.
It's two umbrellas.
Are they double umbrellas or singles?
It's one single.
Because this cut sheet showed like a double
Yeah.
together.
So really, your
Correct.
sunny time of day is sunset, and it's not that long, right? Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Am I-
between
You're
buildings.
kind of exposed there for a while. I mean, they're facing due west.
Yeah.
North Wayne Avenue is pretty
It's
wide,
true.
so you kind of get beat from midday to 6 o'clock, 6, 7 o'clock, so.
I think it's a great addition.
I do too.
What is
That's great.
the fabric on the umbrellas?
Sunbrella.
Do we have a
Sunbrella?
color on it?
It'll be close to the matching green color.
It's
there.
sort of lime, right? No, yeah, it's a little bit.
Oh, the logo and all
It's not
that?
as bright,
It's
yeah.
not quite lime, and a little more green to it. I don't,
Little, yeah.
Okay.
Looks good.
So there'll be no advertising on the umbrellas?
Excuse me?
There'll be no advertising on the
No.
umbrellas,
No, no,
correct?
no, no.
Okay.
No, we don't want any beer now.
Yeah.
Well, where's the line?
Tequila, maybe. No, just kidding.
I like it.
I like it. Do we have to
really
do
like
anything
it.
else? It looks really
I just
good.
like the fact that it's not the same old, same old.
Yeah, it has a little interest, and it looks great. It's going to look good.
Looks like a 5-foot walkway into the building.
Pardon?
5-foot walkway into the building, I think.
Yep.
yeah,
Right,
That should be fine.
yep.
I don't see any problems with that.
Okay.
Do you, Bob, do you have any problem?
Yeah.
See, that's going to be an easy motion to make.
How about lighting on the, umbrellas?
no.
Okay, you're not allowed, just in case.
Okay.
Well, no, allow it, we don't have.
Okay.
That was a trick question.
Yeah, right.
You had the right answer. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions or comments, Cindy?
Sandwich
Do
boards
you think
again?
you put any planting out there?
Yes, eventually we're gonna try to, once we go set all the furniture on the umbrellas, put some
See what you have room?
Yes.
Be a pretty compliment to it, yeah.
Okay. We would just reiterate what we told earlier applicant, no sandwich board advertising, which is not part of this application, but you can't put that in.
You don't have room for it.
Well, on the sidewalk, but yeah, you can.
No,
Okay.
it's a little tight there.
All right. Any other comments?
No, I think we're ready to roll.
Okay, we have a motion.
You're looking at me.
No, yes, I am. This one I think is going to be easy, but I think it's you should do it.
All right, 1 at 10.
I want the easy
Take it.
one. Design Review Board application 0OD-11-01, Zolantro Restaurant. Furniture approved as submitted.
That's correct. Is there a
Nice.
second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and
Good job,
I just realized what OD is. Put
Thank you.
down.
Thank you.
Oh.
Duh.
I had
See
a
you
hard
guys.
problem with that the first day.
Okay. Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
So that brings us to our last item on the agenda, which is OD, another outdoor dining application for White Dog Cafe at 200 West Lancaster Avenue for outdoor dining, OD-11-02. Good evening.
Good evening. Excuse me. Good evening. My name is Stephanie Story from Belangi Design, and I'm here to represent White Dog Cafe for the aesthetics of the outdoor dining. Delighted to be here to present this to you. If you've been to the White Dog Cafe, the design aesthetic is intended to be an extension of the garden dining room located within the interior of the restaurant. I've brought along a blow-up of the furniture and umbrellas and proposed furniture and umbrellas and umbrella stands for the space, which is included in the outdoor dining application. The tables, in keeping with some of the design elements from the interior, are reclaimed red wood from old pickle barrels that you can see in the photos, and those would be sealed for the exterior for weathering. In addition, we're proposing a galvanized aluminum chair that has recycled content from the aluminum, as well as a weight station that would be, if you look at the plan, located up against the facade of the building, that has a steel base with a concrete top. In addition, we're proposing over all the tables a Sunbrella fabric, which we just discussed in the last one, which is a black fabric, and all of the tables will be covered with an umbrella. with a cast aluminum base that'll be weighted either, and the table, the umbrella poles will either go through the center of the table in some of the 24 by 30. In some of the larger tables, the 36 by 30, you can see that there's one umbrella stand that will then have a larger 6 by 9 umbrella that will cover both of those tables.
Are these tables manufactured or something you guys are having made?
We're having them made.
And the wood is what? You say it's recycled.
It's
What's
a
the
reclaimed red oak from old pickle barrels.
Okay. And the base is what?
The base is the same.
Oak as well?
Yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
nice. They look good.
They're handsome.
Well,
They're
what are
really
we
handsome.
looking at a photograph? Is this something you'd already done, or?
This is a photograph of a mock-up with the
Okay.
material to see if we could,
Yeah, it looks good.
if this would work.
Very nice.
What's the name
In
of
their
the design
studio.
firm?
Belanger Design.
What?
Belanger Design?
How do you spell?
Balongue.
Oh, okay.
Tony, they do
We're located
every
in
restaurant
Villanova.
In town. They do every restaurant in the city.
Really? Good.
Just
That's
heard.
good.
They
No,
look good.
they look nice. I think they look really nice.
You know, I'm always worried every time I see loose chairs, things like that, because I see a lot of them chained down. How do you protect?
Well, I think one of the things.
It's not an issue of this.
Yeah, but I think one of the things for our location is that the existing exterior patio is located above street level and off of the property, so there is not a sidewalk that patrons are walking by, so there is a little bit of protection from that sort of.
Access is only through the
theft.
restaurant, right?
There's
Yeah.
access.
So, it's all fenced all the way around.
Yes, it's
so.
fenced all the way around, except for there is
Yeah,
one
the
portion where
teenagers walking
it's
through
open
some
for
chairs.
egress
Yes.
from the restaurant, as required by the township. But the fence is existing. There is a photo of the exterior patio in the application,
Right.
if you'd like to see that.
The weight station, you said concrete top. What is the base of that?
I believe it's a steel base.
It looks industrial.
Painted steel?
Excuse me?
Painted?
I believe it is a painted steel. If it's not painted, it's definitely sealed.
And the chairs, which are nice, they're galvanized sort of 30s Parisian cafe chairs. And yet the umbrella bases are like a bronzy something or another.
They're intended to have like a rusted patina on them, but they're produced that way to look like that, so that it's a sealed finish.
Okay.
If you've been to the interior of the White Dog, there's a lot of different materials that are being mixed together to create the reclaimed vintage feel that you can find in the garden dining room,
Okay.
that all marry up with one another.
All right.
I think the furniture's lovely. Looks
Yeah, it's nice.
just as I liked the last one. This
Yeah,
complements
I
your restaurant,
agree.
and really,
Totally agree.
it's just nice to have this kind of diversity in the
It's really good.
in the outdoor design.
Yep.
It's great.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And again, we're only approving furniture. We have nothing to
Yes.
say about if anybody will be dining out there. That's the next
Number of
phase.
seats or what kind of drinks they're serving.
No, yeah, really. It'll all be good,
A lot of
though.
support for Matt on all those issues.
Well, those are Matt's people that go there.
Do you guys have comments?
Probably the same comment I had for the last applicant. Awnings, no advertising, correct?
On the
awnings?
umbrellas, no.
Okay,
There will be
lighting?
no advertising.
No lighting on the umbrellas?
No, there's no
Okay.
lighting.
Okay.
But there is outdoor lighting.
There's already out.
There's outdoor lighting, yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Kind of a question, maybe that doesn't pertain to tonight's application, but I'm just kind of curious. You're applying for 50 chairs. If a guy goes to a bar and grabs his drink and just goes outside and walks around.
Is this a joke?
No, this is serious.
It's starting to sound like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Set up for a
Guy
I mean-
goes to the bar.
A priest or
Are-
rabbi? and all
Yeah,
that?
no, are you allowed to go out? I mean, how does that work in the world of restaurants?
The outdoor patio is licensed through the LCB to where a patron could go outside, and it would be legal for them to be on the patio.
Okay,
So I believe that's an LCB issue, and then
Okay.
obviously there's a seating issue with the township.
okay. Yeah, I just didn't know.
So
if,
right
you
now,
know.
it is zoned for alcohol.
It is, okay. So, I mean, you could have 50 people dining, but you could have 100 guys out there having a drink also.
I believe that's accurate.
Okay, just kind of curious. Yeah. Okay.
The way we see it is another, outside dining area.
Right.
You know, the restaurant's fairly sophisticated
Mhm.
and it's just another, dining area outside.
Right.
If they have a couple of drinks, they may want to go across the street and buy some shoes.
There you go, man. Yeah.
And our
There
biggest
you
problem
go.
is trying to
Yeah.
get in the White Dog Cafe. That's the biggest problem.
Okay. I think it looks nice, too.
I do,
think
too.
It looks really good. So, do we have a motion then?
Just one other thing, I'm sure you won't do it, but again, the sandwich board issue, they just seem to be popping up all over town.
Understood.
You're not allowed to have them, but they just seem to, everywhere.
Proliferate.
Yeah. The more you tell them not to do it, the more they get done.
That's
So,
right.
okay.
Okay. Do we have a motion then?
Well, this one's pretty easy. In the matter of DRB OD 1102 White Dog Cafe, I move that we accept the proposal for the outdoor furniture and awnings as presented.
Second.
Second? Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Thanks a lot.
Shall
Do we have any more business before the board? Okay. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
I move
I
that
make
we
a motion,
adjourn.
we adjourn.
All right,
I
thank
second the
you.
motion.
We'll see you next month.